Okay, so this is part 2 / episode. I have no idea what of my writer Sentai talk. This is like basically me watching the rest of the Anime Man's tier list of live action anime, and I'm actually excited for this part because around the end is the Uroni Kenshin. If you know me personally, I'm a very big ass fan of Uroni, the live action Uroni Kenshin movies. So yeah.
Alright, up next we have Gintama. Now,
Gintama.
This live action movie scared me the most when I heard its announcement. I was like, please, no, don't do this. Don't do this to literally my favorite comedy manga series of all time. It is so fucking funny, and it's so ridiculous in a lot of ways, conceptually, and just the way that they frame and present some of the jokes in the series, that there's no way it will work in a live action format. And to my shock, they fucking nailed this movie.
I actually found out about Gintama from like one of its openings. Like I think it was like real that opening. The opening, it was like one of the openings before opening 20, and then I looked up Gintama, and I was about to start, and like what came up was that Gintama's ending, the final movie for Gintama. I'm like, well, okay. It's like, I've been trying to get into Gintama, but I've recently gotten into manga. I have a job now. I have school now. I don't have time for Gintama. My brother's trying to get me into One Piece and all that shit. Also, fun fact, the person who plays the live action, the person who plays Gintan, I think that's the character's name, the live action actor also played Lupin the Third. Live action Lupin the Third, so yeah.
Like, dead ass, I'm gonna throw it up in the S tier.
Yeah, because this actor was the live action Lupin Ninja dude. And I think it would go, in my list, I think it would go in A, only because I'm not that big of a fan of Gintama like Anime Man is.
Because it actually ended up being one of my favorite live action anime adaptations that I have ever seen. Like, this is a brilliant movie. And I think the reason as to why it is so brilliant is because of how self-aware it is. I mean, Gintama as a show is already so self-aware. Like, Sodachi Hideaki loves to throw in these fourth wall breaking meta jokes about the characters being aware that they're in a manga or in an anime, or that they're just manga and anime characters. And I feel that they got the memo of that right when making and writing the live action version, because the movie literally opens up with Gintoki and the gang talking about the fact that they're getting viewed by a bunch of people sitting in a cinema, and the fact that they are in cosplay of characters. Like, that takes some serious balls to say in a feature-length live-action anime film. But again, I think it's because
I actually thought that part was kind of funny.
Existing establishment of how just trolly Sodachi Hideaki is in the original manga and anime, that it just works so goddamn well in the live action. And I think, again, because of that meta-ness of the movie, and also just the fact that the choreography and like the battle scenes and like direction is just so well done. It honestly blew my mind the first time I watched it. Like, I came out of that cinema so goddamn pleased. And there's actually a second Gintama movie as well, which I didn't include in this video, but it's also equally just as good as the first. Alright, up next we have I Wanna Eat Your Pancreas. Kimi no Suizo o Tabetai.
I've been told this anime. I've heard about this anime from either my friends or online. I've heard the anime. I've heard mixed feelings about the anime. I've mostly heard that it's good.
Now, if you've never heard of that series, you would think, what the fuck is some kind of horror shit is that? But don't worry, it is nothing like that. I Wanna Eat Your Pancreas is actually a beautiful romance series, and I'm not going to go into too much detail as to why it is called I Wanna Eat Your Pancreas, because that's honestly a spoiler. But
I'm actually going to watch the anime before I watch the movie, because I've been told it's good. Now, especially more now because he said it, because I kind of admired this dude. So, skip. I'm not gonna go too far, because I've seen parts of the live-action JoJo because of Emerson.
Of Hamon as compared to a fucking stand. But, yeah.
Oh, too far.
The movie first was announced, and, screamed into the that I was at. unwell if given the
There we
right
go.
direction. Alright, but up next is another doozy. It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. Now, this is another one that I was absolutely terrified of. I think I actually got on my knees and screamed into the heavens, "No!" when this movie first was announced. And I watched this movie because I was curious to see how the fuck they're going to adapt, especially Part 4, because, you know, it would make more sense to adapt, say, Part 1 or Part 2, because, you know, you don't need as much CGI to show off Hamon as compared to a fucking stand. But, yeah, this movie was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, on it.
I've actually seen parts of this movie, and in my opinion, like, I've seen some parts of JoJo's because of my brother and Emerson, and, like, they were, like, eerily similar. It was just the stance, and people share this opinion with me. It's like the stance CGI is, yeah, it's like interesting because it's very hard to explain.
Honestly, in fact, I'm probably going to throw it in the D tier, like a low D to a high E, I reckon, just because it wasn't as horrible as, like, you know, any of the stuff in the F tier, purely for the fact that the CGI in this was actually not too bad. Like, some of the stands looked ridiculous, obviously, and very unrealistic, but most of the stands, I feel, looked really freaking nice. I definitely think the best looking stand in this movie was Bad Company. I mean, like, when all of the fucking tanks and the army men show up and just line up, like, that scene looks really goddamn cool. But again, big problem with a lot of the Japanese productions is the acting and the costume design. I mean, JoJo already has such a significant look to it, especially Part 4, where, I don't know, like, you could get some of the coolest looking actors in all of Japan, and I don't think any of them will be able to pull off a pompadour in real life, I'm sorry. Like, Josuke's hair looked fucking ridiculous, Okuyasu's hair even more ridiculous, and Koichi is just like, I don't know, I already thought he was a little bitch at the beginning of Part 4. They somehow got an even bigger bitch to play him in the live action. Like,
hey, I kind of like the actor. He was cool in the Rurouni Kenshin and that Bakuman. I think that's what it's called.
Honestly, I think the guy who played Jotaro and the guy who played Angelo, who's actually the main character in Naked Director, who is a fantastic Japanese actor, by the way,
I'm sorry,
were probably
what?
the only two good casting choices and the only good actors who actually put on a really good performance. Especially Jotaro. I feel like they got the perfect guy to play as adult Jotaro in Part 4. But yeah, everything else was just kind of whatever. They really dragged out the final scene with Okuyasu's dad and shit like that, and it's just, I don't know. The pacing was kind of weird. I mean, some of the stand fights were kind of cool, but again, just the acting and just the ridiculous costume design just took a lot of that away. But at the end of the day, I feel it was almost a weird, fun movie to watch, especially as a JoJo fan. I thought it was kind of cool, to be honest. Alright, up next is Kite. Well, I'm gonna immediately throw that in an F tier because I've already done a video on that. In fact, it was 2 videos.
So that was a live action anime? Because I saw like maybe a trailer for it like hella years ago. Because it's one of the actresses. It's like an actress from the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And I think I saw one of her trailers like years ago just because I watched that movie.
Years ago that I did a full depth analysis on this, but TLDR, this is based off of the series called Kite, made in the 90s. A brilliant OVA series, by the way. And in 2014, someone was like, finna turn that into a really boring, drab, way too edgy for my seat live-action anime that just ended up completely destroying the narrative by adding too many elements into it. The acting was subpar at best. I mean, Samuel Jackson put on the great...
What? I knew Samuel L. Jackson loved anime, but I didn't know he would be in live action. Because like every time I tell people that he's into anime, they don't believe me, and then I show them that he either made or like made an anime called like Afro Samurai, and he voices like 2 people in there, and it's like kind of funny. Like, also that joke will permanently be in my head where it says, "Does Samuel L. Jackson like anime?" He says yes, and then immediately says hentai too. I'm actually almost done with Samuel L. Jackson's anime, Afro Samurai. And apparently there's a video game as well.
Does. And yeah, just really bastardized and ruined a really good underground OVA series that I feel deserves way more attention. So please give my video a watch if you want to know more on about that.
I probably will.
Okay, up next is Orange. Now, I didn't like this film.
I'm just skipping because I don't know what this is. Skip. 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 Try not to get too far ahead.
In an E tier, the first E tier, I reckon, because it's not horrible. Again, the acting was pretty good, but everything else was just trash. All right, and up next we have Parasite.
I actually own the live-action Parasite Blu-ray and DVD, both movies. I have mixed feelings about it. There are some parts actually okay and maybe even good, and there are some parts where like, why? Like they belittled this certain scene where like. This girl who obsessed over, why can't I remember the dude's name? Not Kaneki, that's from Parasite. Shinichi. The girl that obsessed over Shinichi, and when she died, he went into a rampage and just straight up destroyed the dude's chest and then pulled out his heart. And in the live action anime, Shinichi just walks into a room, the parasite's already eating is eating said female. And Shinichi just like, run. And I'll have your heart. Now you would die. I'm like, why the fuck would you belittle that like actually good scene in the anime and manga?
Now look, I love the original manga for Parasite. And I like the anime adaptation as well.
Same.
It's pretty goddamn good. But man, immediately, like first 5 minutes of the Parasite live action, and I had no hope for this movie whatsoever. Like the casting was somewhat good. Everybody looked like the original characters from, especially the anime adaptation that had been released prior to this movie. But my god, the CGI. The CGI is so bad. Like I don't know what they're doing in the CGI department in Japanese productions, but my god, man, hire some people from Hollywood or something, do something with the budget to just make the CGI better, or just don't touch an IP that requires 90% of the movie to be some kind of CGI effect that just is gonna give me a fucking brain tumor. So yeah, low E, I reckon, to a high F. Just because, again, I do like Parasite a lot, and again, some of the casting and acting were pretty decent in it, but yeah, everything else was basically the same as everything else on the F tier. Alright, up next is, another fucking doozy. The Promised Neverland live action. Man.
Wait, that's out? That's out? I thought it didn't. I thought it was like pushed back because of COVID. Shit's out? Wait. Hang on. Is that deadass out? Hold up. If I know how to spell. Neverland live action. Is this shit actually out? Where does it say it came out? Hey, let me use this one website I use to watch live action anime. Is this shit actually out? Cause I thought it wouldn't come out until like, cause like, I heard about it like a what? Oh my god, it's out! No, cause I heard about it like late 2019, early 2020, and then COVID happened, and it was pushed. I thought it was pushed back to like this year, or like it just got canceled. Shit is out. It came out last. Oh my god, I have to watch this later. Okay, I want to hear his opinion because I didn't know it was out.
Coming at such a timely event as well, right after the god-awful ending nature of the Promised Neverland Season 2 out of...
Oh, that's probably why. Because I started watching, like, a few episodes of Season 1, and then I sort of dropped it, because at the same time, my brother got me into Kamen Rider O's, so I kind of forgot about Promised Neverland, because I only know about... I only remember to rewatch Promised Neverland every now and then, because my brother won't shut up about the manga.
Now, this, again, is a fantastic example of taking a really good concept and just making it way too anime. For one, all of the characters are in fucking cosplay, and a lot of them just look like shit. I'm just gonna straight up say it. They look like...
I flinch because I don't like neck tattoos. Look, if you have a neck tattoo, it's okay. I don't really care. It's just like, my dark ass mind just think of like the needles on people's neck when they do that. Especially if it's like on the bony part of their neck. It's just like, ugh. Sorry.
Like shit. Although
I know it's fake, but still,
were actually pretty good. I mean, the main mum, like the head of the house, I keep forgetting her name. That actress was really goddamn good. She's terrifying in that role, and that character was really laid out and presented in a really horrific way, where there were some scenes that, again, were genuinely unnerving to me. And then you have the blatancy that is changing a character that was originally of a darker skin tone and just replacing it with fucking Watanabe Naomi, who is not of a darker skin tone, and just completely ruining a really memorable and if you go follow more in the story, a more of an interesting character. And again, that scene of when she asks the kids to play hide and seek with her, and it's just some of the most what the fuck scenes in live action anime that I've ever fucking seen. Like, I get it that in the original manga and anime, she's supposed to be this really like nimble, fast-moving woman, even though she has a rather large figure, but they probably presented that idea in the most visually appalling way imaginable. Like, it looked like actual trash. So, yeah, again, you're going into the F tier.
I haven't seen it yet.
It just fucking sucked. Don't watch it. In fact, don't even watch the anime. Don't watch the live action. Don't watch the anime. Just read the manga. The manga's fantastic. Please go read the manga. Give it more love. Alright, up next.
Okay, I'm now excited because he's on the live action Rurouni Kenshins. And like I said earlier, I am absolutely obsessed with the live action Rurouni Kenshin movies. Like, hell, I even asked my best friend Asuna if she would watch the live action anime, and she said
yes.
And when she's done, her and I are gonna like do we're either gonna film a video or we're gonna make a Rara Sentai thing, or both, because like the 5 movies are my absolute favorite, and I wanted her to watch them because I want to know her opinion on it, because I showed Emerson a few clips and he said it was good, and I just want to see what her reaction would be. So yeah, because like I know for a fact that the anime man is a very big ass fan of Rurouni Kenshin, so if his review is not positive, I'm gonna die a little inside.
Next we have Rurouni Kenshin. Now, I'm going to be just talking about the first Rurouni Kenshin movie, because that's the only one I've seen. I believe there are 4 live actions for Rurouni Kenshin. The last one, which is I guess supposed to be the prequel, the first prequel, came out I think only about a couple months ago.
Okay, so we're at 5. Origin, Kaito Inferno, The Legend Ends, Final, and Beginning. Like, I'm such a big ass fan of Rurouni Kenshin that if you've seen any of my like recent-ish videos, I have a fucking poster right there, and I bought my cousin for like my 16th birthday bought me the first movie, and I bought the second movie like last week, if not during the weekend. And there are actually 2. I'll tell us to Anna when we do that episode. So yeah.
Of me recording this video, and I heard amazing things about it, and I fucking loved this first movie.
Yes. For me, this would automatically be on S tier, no matter what. Because, yes, he loves it. He likes it. He liked it. Yay. Yes.
It is absolutely brilliant. The casting is brilliant. The character portrayal.
Also, I keep telling people that the actor of Den-O, the actor of Ryotaro from Kamen Rider Den-O, plays Kenshin, and they don't believe me. Granted, I wouldn't believe myself as well, because like it's like two complete different characters. But then when I put it side to side, like people realize, oh shit, that is the same person. Because like, because like you would have to watch Den-O to understand what I mean when, because like Kenshin is like all this like serious, almost Batman type brooding. But when Kenshin acts like all goofy and whatnot, it's like when people really start to see that it's the actual actor of Ryotaro. It's like his name is Takeru something. I'm terrible with names.
Are brilliant. The acting is actually pretty spot on. And again, they didn't fuck up the narrative too much. They didn't add any unnecessary effects too much. They didn't anime-fy it too much. It was, I feel, the perfect balance. of good live action acting, storytelling, but also not forgetting that anime-esque feeling that you get out of it. Honestly, I'm gonna throw this up in an S tier. I really...
Yes! Fuck yes! I don't care about the rest of the tier list as long as he put it on S tier. Fuck yeah!
enjoyed this first movie. I've actually seen it a couple of times, and I definitely want to go watch the rest of the live action.
Do it!
Movies as well. Alright, second to last is, oh my god, Tokyo Ghoul.
I actually own the live action Tokyo Ghoul DVD. I got like the 2-in-1 DVD thing. I would not be surprised. Like if you saw my video, I would not be surprised if they fucking did all of season 1 or all of Tokyo Ghoul in general, because it's actually not that long. Because Tokyo Ghoul, I think Route A is not canon. So it's like, so there's literally technically only 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul, I think. So I'll not be surprised if they did all of it, because the last movie of Tokyo Ghoul was in like 2019, like mid to late 2019, I think. To my knowledge, was like mid to late 2019. So I would not be surprised if they made like a third movie, because like I actually really kind of want to see Kaneki versus Jason in live action.
Now, I actually watched this only about 2 days ago. It's actually up on Japanese Netflix. And I thought I was...
And on Salvador Netflix. Somehow.
...going to fucking hate it. And spoilers, I didn't exactly hate it.
Yay!
Because believe it or not, I think they almost got the Tokyo Ghoul live adaptation right. I think they almost got it right. I mean, especially when you compare it to fucking, you know, the atrocity that was Route A.
See?
And God forbid that I'm going to watch the second Tokyo Ghoul movie that follows along that steps, because that was also...
Oh, the actor for the... I forget what the character's name is, but it's like the dude that is like upset, that wants to eat Kaneki and keeps saying he's his and whatnot. He plays him way too well. Like, if you're watching the video, like this dude, he plays him like terrifyingly well. To me, because like, shit.
So made. But yeah, I think again, this is very much like the Promised Neverland movie.
I would put it like
since
between
the acting was
C,
actually
B, and maybe even...
right. I think the
Yeah,
guy
C or B.
who plays as Kaneki in this movie, his acting skills were actually very good. I was very surprised about that. Like the scene when Kaneki first turns into a ghoul and he's coming to terms with the fact that he can't eat normal foods anymore and that he's starving, but he doesn't want to stoop down to the level of ghouls by eating humans and stuff like that. Portrayal.
I've always asked this question: could ghouls eat? Could ghouls have coffee ice cream? Because like I mainly see ghouls like drink black coffee, because like, you know, because they can't have milk. Wait, if they can't have milk, they can't have ice cream. Fuck, I'm stupid.
Of just Kaneki going mad slowly was done really well and really convincingly. And again,
The movie was weird for me because the actor of Kamen Rider Wizard was in it, and that threw me off when I found out.
the fantastic thing about a lot of Japanese live actions, which they should do more often, is don't overdress the characters, man. Like, you know, obviously the ghouls, they're gonna overdress, and they actually looked kind of badass, minus the fact that the Kagenes kind of look like arse in live action, because of course Japanese production CGI is arse most of the time. But I mean, Tolka looked really cool. She wasn't really overdressed all that much. Really the only guy who was overdressed was the main bad guy with the white hair, even though he's played by Oizumi Yor, who is actually an actor I really like, and his performance is actually pretty good because he's just a good actor. But yeah, overall, I didn't really hate this movie as much as I thought I was going to hate it. It's a real shocker. So I'm probably going to throw it up in the B tier.
Hey.
Like, it honestly wasn't all that bad. But last, and certainly not least,
I mainly watched the live action in April because of Asuna, or Anna. I call her Asuna because she is very much a big ass fan of Your Lie April. So, cause like I didn't have time, because like at the time she tried to get me into Your Lie April. I got hella busy, so, and I knew there was a live action anime, so I fucked myself over and watched live action anime. Was it depressing? Yes. Am I still gonna watch the anime? Yes, because I've heard it's like significantly more depressing, and like they skipped over like a few certain things in the live action that the anime and manga did. It's like I've heard it's like very depressing, like hella depressing. Like the movie was depressing. I almost cried, but apparently the anime will literally make me cry tears. Yeah.
Is Your Lie in April. Shigatsu no Kimi no Uso. Again, this is very much like I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. In fact, I am going to throw it up in an A tier.
Oh, shit.
Just because, again, all the same points I said about I Want to Eat Your Pancreas definitely does apply to Your Lie in April. I'm just glad of the fact that they didn't make the actress who's playing as Kaori wear a fucking blonde wig. Like, if they did that, I would have probably stooped it down to maybe a B or a C tier.
I thought they would have done what they did in the live action Psyche K, where like they put strips of dyed hair, but no.
I'm so glad that they just kept her original hair color and just made her really portray Kaori using just the acting and just using her personality, because she really did do a great performance of Miyazono Kaori. And I mean, yeah, what can I say? I loved the anime for Your Lie in April. The manga is also brilliant. As a classical pianist myself, this story just hits me so fucking hard. And the live action as well is really freaking cool, because you get to see just a bunch of people just shred on violin and piano in real life. Who doesn't like that? But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for the Anime Man's Ultimate Live Action Anime Tier List. Here it is. I've just noticed, actually, literally all three of the ones I put in S tier, the main characters are all samurai. I guess I like samurai movies. Who would have thought?
Same.
And also, all the stuff in the A tier is all romance anime. So you can basically start to see somewhat of a pattern here. But yeah, I don't know if any of these are going to come to as a shock to some of you guys, but yeah, as you can see, not everything is in the F tier. In fact, there are a lot up in the S, A, and B tier, and you know, that just goes to show that if you actually give some of these movies a go and you kind of look at it and especially compare it to some of the shitty ones out there, like Dragon Ball Evolution.
I tell this to people a lot when they don't believe me that live action is good.
There are actually some pretty decent live action anime out there. I feel...
Actually, hang on. Like, I have a full-on list of like ones I have seen and one I'm gonna watch, cause I plan on watching the live action Tokyo Revengers. I don't know why I say it with an accent, I just do. And I've heard like good things, cause like on Japanese, I go on Twitter and I look up like live action Tokyo Revenger reviews, and then like I have it, and then I have this thing on my computer where like it's not good but still translates it to English, and I've heard good reviews. And like if I would like, if I was like not bored, but if I had free time, I would make my own tier list with like some of the live action animes he didn't put on, like I said, Tokyo Revengers, Ajin, the live action Inuyasha Shiki, Lupin the Third, the Japanese Death Notes, Psyche K, Assassination Classroom, the live action movie and the live action Netflix Erased, Kingdom, and then like Bakuman, and then like all the other ones are like, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is like the list I have right here. I don't know if it's like good enough quality. And Ghost and apparently there's like also a live action Black Butler. I might watch it mainly because the actor of Kamen Rider Kabuto is in it, but still, yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I would also add Laughing Under the Clouds, because I've already seen like half of it and it's already good so far. I'm mainly saying that because it has the actor of fucking, it has Force and like W actor. So yeah.
Though that is almost a given, you know, considering the fact that you can say the same thing about just regular movies in general in any.
And the live action Mob Psycho 100, which is apparently a thing.
So yeah, if there's anything you're gonna take out of this, you know, give maybe the shows in the S, A, and B tier a go. I think those are the ones that are pretty worth it to go check out. C and below, probably not worth it. So don't even bother unless you want to, you know, be.
And apparently, Your Name is also getting a live action anime. I wouldn't be surprised if it was out as well, but I'm gonna watch. I would put that on the list as well if it ever came out.
But of course, as I said at the
when.
beginning of this video, I haven't seen every single live action anime, so there's probably a bunch that is missing from this tier list. So I guess let me know down in the comments below, what are some of your favorite live action anime adaptations? What are some of your least favorite live action anime adaptations? And of course, I've left the link to this tier maker thing down in the description below. So if you've seen all of these, then I guess you can make your own tier list and send it to me over
on my
on
gaming
Twitter
channel,
so I can roast your garbage opinions, because we all know this one is the correct one and no one else is. And I guess if you have any more suggestions for tier maker videos, because I guess this is still a thing, again, let me know either in the comments below or send them to me over on Twitter. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Like, favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for any banter, keep watching anime. Ciao!
Okay, so I guess that is now also the end for my video. I hope you enjoyed part 2 more than part 1. I certainly did. So yeah, have a nice day, and bye.